I'm like a kid in a sweet shop, really. I just like nice equipment, and I like to try and make our lives easier for myself and all the guys. And if you have a better equipment, you have less trouble, less breakdowns, and things just run more smoothly. You know, this machine, second month we had it, ran 600 hours in a month.
600 hours?
600 hours in a month on normal days.
We're here at Anotronic near Leighton Buzzard, and Martin, before you tell me more about the company, I look around and I see a lot of premium machines that you're buying. Why do you go for this particular style of machine tool?
Well, we've been going 42 years now. We celebrated 40 years 2 years ago. We started predominantly as a spark corrosion company and electrochemical machining company, and we basically just evolved over the years, and we've always had good kit. We've always aspired to have better kit. As we've grown, you always have a goal to go for. So we've done it with all our brands of machines, whether it be turning, milling, spark corrosion, wire erosion, EDM drilling. Everything that we do, we try and buy the best that we can.
So what areas do you specialise in then?
We do a lot of oil and gas. We do satellite. We do a little bit of defence. We do food. We do medical. Pretty much anything that requires difficult machining.
So you've got 3 Sodick machines in your machine shop, and obviously this is your third, this is your latest purchase. Okay. Why have you gone for this particular model?
Well, I've actually had Sodick machines since 1992. I bought my first brand new one. I don't look that old, I know, but in '94. So we had a 530D, which was a very good machine. We also had 2 320Ds, a 500W, and all those machines worked really well for us for a long, long time. They got to the end of their life. I can't complain. You know, they did 20 plus years service, and we just, over the time, we've started to replace the older ones. So they've all gone. We bought a big machine, a big Sodick, 5-6 years ago now, to do tool work, and we've also got a sinker, and we've got this for a very specific application that dropped on our lap last year.
Okay, so you tell me that there's good history here and there's longevity to the machines, but this has got your new technology, your latest technology. So tell me what this has different to anything really out there in the market.
It's the knowing of it runs 0.3 wire, which we tend to do on all our overnight runs. It just gives us the belief that it will run and we have no breakdowns, no wire breaks, no stoppages. We try and run the machines 24 hours a day if we can. So we know that with these machines, you have jumbo reels, you can put bigger reels of wire on, and we can run 60, 70 hours unattended.
And it's proven that, hasn't it?
It's absolutely. You know, this machine, second month we had it, ran 600 hours in a month. 600
hours?
600 hours in a month on normal days.
How? How is this just...
It just ran 22 hours a day, six days a week, and it ran without a single fault.
And you've got a particular, quite tricky, may I add, component on here, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. So this is an oil and gas part that it's a new part to us, but we've been making its sister part for quite a while. And this one was a lot more tricky. We wire rode a load of slots in it to give it movement in the field. And it's just been a real challenge. For me to take 3 weeks to get this job right, it shows how difficult it is, because I don't spend 3 weeks on any job.
No.
So it's been a big test, but we're back to running 2 10-hour shifts, so we're running 20 hours a day on this machine.
So what you're telling me is Sodick have provided longevity in their product. Now, fast forward, you're getting the latest technology here, and you're making quite complex components, aren't you?
Yes. So the beauty of this machine is it has big UV movements. So UV doesn't mean a lot to many people who don't do wire erosion, But it's basically, if you imagine a wire erosion machine, it's got two tables, one sitting on top of the other. So you can do different shapes at the top and at the bottom, which allows to program very, very, very complex shapes. So what this machine's allowed us to do, because it has plus or minus 75 mil, it allows us to cut 45 degrees.
So, Richard, with all of Anotronic's applications, why have Sodi-Tech chosen the technology that is eventually in his facility?
Okay, so we offered Martin a solution suiting all of his needs, and we've got the latest evolution of the control here. Martin deals mainly with offline programming, so he came to us and spoke about a CAD file that he needed to adapt to suit his application. We loaded the CAD file into the control, assisted him with the programming, and actually worked towards giving him a final solution on board the machine.
It's quite complex though, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. Yeah, it's not your standard offline programming solution. So Martin was able to achieve the solution he required with no need for an additional axis on the machine, utilising his standard X, Y, UV configuration.
There's a good visualisation here, isn't there, on the screen? That's going to be really helpful.
Yes, so we have our onboard IQ CAM software. That allows you to pull a model of the component into the machine, do some very simple manipulations on board, and the NC program's created. So here we can see the grey component, and then we can see the paths carried out via the axes on the machine, utilising the 45-degree taper angle.
What do you think personally of this control?
It's very, very simple to use, very, very intuitive. The level of onboard technology is second to none.
And you think that's going to help a lot of engineers?
Yes, definitely. A lot of people program offline. You don't need to with the Sodick machine. It's very simple. You can load the model into the machine, some simple manipulations. You're next to the workpiece. You could see your fixture actually on board the machine, so you're in the environment that you're actually machining. Very, very useful to use, very intuitive, and very fast to generate an NC program.
I love the control, I love the power of the control, I love the flexibility of the control. You can jump into any program in the middle of it and just run. You don't have to edit the program, delete things, you can just run from anywhere you like. I mean, one of the cleverest things, you can put negative offsets on the machine, which is a very rare thing in software. A lot of controls will just throw it out, whereas on this, we're actually programming it to have a comp left, but we've got a negative compensation to push the wire the other side of the toolpath because of the way we were generating the curves.
So you're telling me that they make your life so much easier?
Absolutely. You know, the control is very, very powerful. The machines work, they've got good capacity. As you can see, we have 12 parts in there. We've maximised the travel on the machine. All we want is to run unattended as many hours as we can. If that's 10 hours, 12 hours, 40 hours, that's what we want.
Martin, I think I know the answer to the next question. Would you buy another Sodick, and why?
Absolutely, because ultimately they just make our lives easier.